Welcome back to another video where we're out and about for an astro shoot tonight. Hopefully you get enough light here. Bugs. I forgot my flex tail. Never do that again. Not too bad with the lights off, but terrible with them on. So I'm at Lake Borumba and we're doing an astro shoot. I've just started setting up. I've just got here. Beautiful clear night. No cloud in sight. No wind. No nothing. I've got. It looks like I'm going to be able to get some reflections off the water. That looks pretty amazing, and beautiful big vertical galactic core going up. It looks pretty amazing so far. Just set up the camera. Here she is, and it's looking pretty good. So first thing I've done, I've got the case internal filters. So they're the ones that go inside here behind, in front of the sensor. So I don't have to have anything on the lenses because I've got the 15 to 35 on here, and I've also got the 24mm 1.4. At the moment, the 15 to 35 seems to be going to be the choice because I can get more of the core in. It's so crystal clear, and I also can get the lake in at the same time. That allows me to get those reflections, those stars, sort of bouncing off the water. So I think I'm probably going to I was going to try and use the 24. That does go better for the light. And I've had the case filter in and out, and it's actually better. There's a bit of light coming over the back of the mountains, but at the moment it looks pretty darn amazing. So what I'll do, I'll finish getting set up, and then I'll show you the back of the camera and see what we've got, my first couple of test shots, and then we'll have a chat and see what we're going to do from there. Maybe a little bit of a Startrail one, I'm not sure. I'll see where to go. Let's finish getting this set up. At the moment it looks amazing. It's a pretty awesome little spot. So perfect conditions, definitely worth it. So it's a bit of a drive, about an hour from the sunny coast, but definitely worth the drive, I think, from the first glance. So let's, without hesitation, get into it. Let's hit that intro. Oh, or maybe that way. There's me first sort of test shot after setting up. That's with the 15 to 35 on, and that's at 15-second ISO 3200 f2.8. So yeah, not bad, is it? Coming back down 10 seconds, I get a little bit extra light off that. And then we've got there, that's the f1.4, so that's the 24mm 6 seconds. 3200. See how you just don't have as much up the top, and I lose that lake down the bottom. I'll go back and show you the difference there. So you can see the difference there, how much extra lake you've got down here and how much extra that core. So 15 is definitely the way to go. I think we're going to run with that one, and yeah, not sure what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to go I might go a Startrail, I reckon, and let that and get the stars going around. That should rotate sort of that way. South's over this side, so it should sort of turn. It's going to sort of turn like that, if that makes any sense. But it might be a nice Startrail, I reckon. Rightio, we'll set it all up and get it started once I've taken a few more shots here and got the still shots I'm after. So back at the Shimoto, so you can see this is the little case internal filters. So they just sit right in front of your sensor. If that makes sense, so you can see the glass there and just the backing, and you use a little sucker, this bad boy here. You just squeeze that, and then see how I've got it sucked on. So you just suck that on so you can place it in so you don't get your fingers anywhere near the sensor. So you go put that in and you just pop that into your back of your thing and then release it, and then you get that back, and then that allows you to get filters. So these are ND filters. I've got the whole set. I haven't used them as much. I found them the other day when I was doing a bit of clean out, so I thought I'd give them a bit of a trial, and I do have the natural night filter for it. So the boat ramp, and then some car parks, and then this is out to the lake. So beautiful little spot, nice and quiet. There's a few guys come back from just out skiing all day, so they're just getting cleaned up. but it's yeah, pretty good at the moment. So I've got Winston locked in solid, and I've got all my gear. There's a Shimoto and all my stuff. Okie dokie. Well, we're off and away. Got really happy I finally got a shot. I went with 15 seconds, 3200, and took about 10 test shots to make sure I got the focus right, and got the beautiful shot. Nice vertical, composition's right, so that core's going straight up to the corner, and then I've got enough of the lake and the mountains to sort of set it all up. I've kept that now, and I've set up the interval timer, so we're doing 25 seconds unlimited. It's now 9, so I'll do an hour and a half to 10:30, and then it gives me an hour drive back, get back before midnight. Perfect. Okie dokie. Well, we are done and dusted. What an absolutely spectacular night. Gorgeous. The photos look amazing. A lot of movement in that galactic core, and the core was just sort of starting to just get close to the mountain behind me. So I'm sort of happy with that. I did an hour and 45, so should be around close to the 200 shot mark, so it should be enough in there for a nice trail. Yeah, a little bit of wind, but there are stars reflecting off the water, and R6 did a magnificent job, and that 15 to 35, it's always spectacular. So having that 15 mil definitely made a difference, being able to get all that core in there. So done and dusted here. I'll flip you around and I'll show you just a couple of shots, and then what I might do is I'll come back and I'll show you how we edit those photos, and I blend them all together to make the Startrail. I did have a question, I think last week or the week before, someone did ask me how you do all that, and put them in to get the Startrails up. So what I might do is I'll show you quickly behind the camera, and then when I go in to edit all the photos, I'll bring you in and we'll do a bit of editing at work, and I'll show you how you just bring them all into Photoshop after we've edited them, and do basically like a bulk edit in Lightroom, and then we'll bring them all into Photoshop, align them, and then get them to match up to get that Startrail effect. It's pretty actually, once you see it and you'll learn how to do it, it's actually really, really simple, and yeah, with these shots it should come out really good, because there should be heaps of colour in there from that core moving in the sky. So fantastic. Rightio, I'll see you back in the camp room, in the editing palace. Rightio, I'll show you the back of the camera shortly now, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully you can see that core. That's now sort of at the base down when it's come, and yeah, it looks fantastic. Absolutely sensational. Super stoked with how that's come up. You can see you can get go from this side. You can see up here, you get the lake, and you see, just in the screen, you can see the stars reflected in the water there. And then you come up these beautiful mountains that frame it, and then that galactic core. It's rolled over. It was sort of pretty much straight up and down vertical before when we started, so it's sort of rotated to the right. Yeah, it should be fantastic. I can't imagine it's not going to come up good. And yeah, look at that. There you go. A bit of focus on the screen. That is pretty cool. Rightio, I will see you back at the editing room. Hey, welcome back to the studio, or my room on site. Thanks for joining us. Rightio, going to get stuck into this. I've sort of done a fair bit of the pre-work for you, because 273 photos, editing, merging, all that sort of stuff takes 20 to 30 minutes for Lightroom to sync them, another 20 to 30 minutes to to put them all as files into Photoshop, so it takes a little bit. So I've done a bit of the pre-work ahead and some testing to make sure we're all good to go. So let's get into it. So I'll show you basically what we've got up here. Before we get into the Startrails editing, the Starry Landscape Stacker, this one just down here, this is what I used for this image. So that's 20 images out of that Startrails section when we were shooting at the lake. Combines 20 of them, merges them all together, cleans them up, makes a spectacular image like that, and then I did my final edit on it, comes up like that. So pretty happy with that. You'll see the photo at the end. So that worked out really good. So that's my single image that I really like. I may even have a look at some more at the back end of the shoot, those last ones where the Milky Way was laying down a bit more. I might try and do the same thing with that one as well to add in. So I've got two photos, one laying down because it was maybe a little bit clearer or less, maybe light pollution, I think, at the end. So I might do that. Now, you'll see here on all these blue ones, which is my Startrail shots. So that's the first shot in the photo in the section of 273. Edit your first one, remembering that when you have your Milky Way core, that is moving down like this into your shot, into your frame. Everything else is sort of stagnant. You'll get movement on your lake because we're going to get some, hopefully a double rainbow. And I think we should get that with this. The testing I've done, it shows it. It comes up pretty cool. So your mountain's going to be pretty much stagnant. So that's a nice, stable, leady line. Do your edits, get your top and bottom. It doesn't have, the details don't have to be spot the dog because it's a star trail. Everything in that sky should be moving anyway. The only thing that's not going to move is the mountain range, and even your water's going to be moving. So movement and a little bit of fuzziness is not there. We're looking for sort of a dramatic effect, something, an eye-opening, a little bit of wow factor. So it doesn't have to be spot the dog perfect. We've got that with the nice clean shape there in the mountains. Sync that. All you have to do once you've edited that photo is come through, shift, highlight them all, and then here, right here, sync in Lightroom. Beautiful. That'll sync all those edits straight over onto every photo. That'll take you 20 minutes, 30 minutes, easy. 273 photos, 20-30 megapixels per photo. It's a lot of gigabytes. Hence why I've done it already. Now we've also got them highlighted. Once that's all done and edits on everything, we're just going to right click. We're still highlighted on that first photo, and then we're going to edit, not straight into Adobe, but we'll come down as open layers in Photoshop. And once you open up, what that's going to do is open Photoshop up. It's going to be one photo, and it's going to add those 273 photos basically as layers on that right hand side of Photoshop. So in the Photoshop now, you can see here I've got my photo. Let me just close that because I've had to open and close a few things. So I've got the photo in there, got the edit on there, so that's good. We know it's going to move. So that's my first shot. We come down, we highlight all the photos just by scrolling down. Same thing, shift. Once you get to the bottom, click it, it'll highlight them all. So that's all good. Come all the way back up to the top. And that's my edits. A little bit of editing magic. A little bit cheating to save some time just for the video. Otherwise it'll be 5 hours long. Got all them highlighted, and so then all we need to do is come in, open up that little box there. So straight above you, where you've got all your files, it says normal. Under your layers, come in straight into there, and then we want to go to light, and there's the star trail. How cool is that? It's that simple. Get enough shots. I think what we did just on 2 hours. I can't remember from the video, but I think it was about 2 hours, about 9:30 to 11, or just before 11. So yeah, about 2 hours, just under 2 hours, I think it was. About an hour 45 from memory. And with that, you got the beautiful big star trails in there, and that's pretty much all you have to do, realistically. If you're going to take that back and edit it in Lightroom, you can go do there. I've got Luminar over here, which I use for all my landscape editing. I think it's about $20 to buy, and you always get the free updates. Greg's really good. There's heaps of tutorials. It's very huge program that you can get really involved with. I'm not the world's greatest editor. I understand that. I try my hardest. But then you can come in, and the two things I normally do, I'll edit the darks, which is the bottom third. That just makes a mask for the bottom third of the darks, and then I'll make the mask, and then I'll use brightness contrast on the darks, and then I'll make a mask with the top third of the lights, and then use the layers to adjust, and that gives it a little bit of pop, that color in the photo. I've already got them, so I can add them on. So the first one is that D brightness contrast, which is D mask with that one there, which is the brightness contrast. If I put that on it, you can see straight away the difference. So it cleans up a little bit of that in the water just here, how that was when we blended them all. It had brought up the lights in the water, and sort of not the best in that regards. Sometimes you can just, if you didn't get a good reflection in the water, so you can get those sort of double rainbows. Sometimes it's easier just to leave them out, but using that contrast, I cranked up the contrast a little bit, and you can see here I went 30 contrast, and I brought the brightness down, and that's on the darks, just to keep those shadows in the mountains. I only want those reflections, and then lets me get a little bit took the brightness out of the Startrails because the stars were so bright, and then it gets it to there. And then my next one I use is I come up to L, which is your top 30 of your lights. That gives me my mask, and then I want to go to levels. There's a zone map, which gives me all levels, and if I click on that, and then you can see here I can adjust that, so you can adjust that up, down. So that's your brightness on this end. You get your mid-tones. I think I had that to 40 mid-tones, and then you can come in here and adjust that. You can see the difference it makes in the colours. It's a really handy tool, the Luminar, and two little simple quick edits I use pretty much on most of my photos, and it actually gives a really good pop to most of my photos. I'm really impressed how easy, and it's simple. Once you learn it, it is pretty simple to use. And then I'll just get this right again for you. Midtones. Don't want it too bright, that's going to be highlight. You just want to show off all that colour and those beautiful lines. So that's pretty good. And then once I've got that, then I'm just going to come and put a nice little border around it. So just change my canvas size if you haven't seen that before. So that's in image, canvas size. I change it to inches, then 0.5, and that'll give me a nice little border around the outside. Now I can take that back to Lightroom, and I can finalise the edit there. Anyway, that's how simple it is to do the Startrails. Hope that helps you. Any questions, obviously chuck them down below. I'm happy to help, and if I need to go through it a bit more with you, I can get in contact and sort of do a little bit of a step-by-step if you need. Always happy to help, yeah, in any way I can. Hopefully that helps you if you haven't done Startrails before and you'd like to give it a crack. Right, once this photo's all finished and I've finally finished all my edits, I'll chuck it up with some of those other photos. And hope you enjoyed this beautiful little shoot out of Lake Borumba. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you all next week. Go check out the website. You can get merch, there's shirts, there's hats, there's prints. Again, as always, if you'd like anything specially printed, let me know. Happy to get something done on a big frame or something as a gift for family or friends coming to Christmas. I'll be doing the calendar looking at the calendar this week. I've got to get that organised, ready for 2025. So if you're interested in your calendar, chuck it down below if you're thinking about a calendar, and hopefully I'll have them up on the website by October. That's my plan. By the end of this month I should have that all buttoned up. So thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next week. Peace.